Hi everyone, it's Joy from Artful Homemaking. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make an easy half apron. We're going to be using a linen blend fabric for this project. This is a very easy beginner apron pattern with big pockets in the front, and it's going to be one that I think you'll turn to again and again whenever you're reaching for an apron in the kitchen or wherever you are, whether you're going out to the garden or wherever. It's just a great simple apron pattern. It makes great gifts. So let's go over what you're going to need to make this linen half apron. First, you're going to need a sewing machine, and I just have my old Singer sewing machine. I've had this machine for over 20 years. It's never failed me, so I'm very happy with it. Fabric for your apron, I've got a linen cotton blend here, and this is about 2 yards, and scissors and pins and a measuring tape. And then I have my iron. So this is just going to be a really simple linen half apron that you can make pretty quickly with some measurements. And for the measurements, I'll put a cut list in the description below, and also the blog post that I will put a link to in the description below will have all of the measurements that you're going to need to make this apron. So let's get started. So we're going to take the main body of the apron and turn under 1/4 of an inch at the bottom. This is going to be for the hem. So just turn under 1/4 of an inch and use your iron to press that down. And then we're going to turn it up again and turn under 3/4 of an inch. So then you're going to stitch down that hem at the bottom, just right along the edge. So now that you've sewn the hem on the bottom, we're going to turn under the sides. We're just going to make a little narrow hem there on the side. So we're going to turn each side under about 1/4 of an inch. And just use your iron to press that down. And then you're going to turn it under 1/4 of an inch again and iron that down. Press that down. Then you're going to take your 2 long ties that you cut, and they're very long, and we're going to join them together to make one very long tie. And we're going to use 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. So put that under your sewing machine and just sew that together. So now instead of 2 long ties, you have one very long one. So now you're going to take the main apron body piece, and you're going to find the center, and I can see where the center of mine is because it has a fold line, a crease in it. And then I've pressed open the seam for the long tie. So that's the center of the tie. So you're going to match that up with the center of the apron and put a pin there. And then if you like to use pins, which I do. Put pins along this top part of the apron. That you're going to attach the tie to. So you're attaching this long tie to the top of the apron. Right sides together. You're gonna stitch along this top edge right here with a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. So after you have your long apron tie stitched together in the center, you're going to go to the very end of your ties and you're going to turn up a 1/4 of an inch here and press it. And we're not going to do anything with this right now. You're just going to go ahead and press that in preparation for what we're going to do later with it. And do that on both ends of your apron. And you're going to press it. Now that you have your apron tie stitched to the top part of your apron, it's going to look like this. You're going to have the apron body, which is hemmed at the bottom, and your apron tie is right sides together sewn to this top part here. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take your iron and you're going to press all along this edge of your apron tie, the top edge. You're going to press all of this and you're going to press the bottom. And remember, we've already pressed the ends of the ties. So what this is going to do is allow us to enclose these raw edges, to then fold it like this and stitch it so that we have all of those raw edges sewn together. So right now, go ahead and take your iron and press under a 1/4 of an inch all along this long apron tie. So here's the end of my tie right here, and I'm going to take this, see if I can move where you can see it, and I'm going to turn it under about a 1/4 of an inch, and I'm going to press all of that. Okay, so once you have pressed this whole long tie, so you've attached the apron tie at the center, you've turned under a 1/4 of an inch at each end, and then you're going to turn under a 1/4 of an inch all along both sides. And see, you can tell where it meets the apron. You're just going to continue, so you've already done a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance here to attach the tie to the apron top. Now you just follow that and just fold under a 1/4 of an inch. Now what you're going to do is take your iron and you're going to fold this big long tie in half. So you're going to just fold it over like this, and you're going to be, see if I can get this a little bit closer. You're going to be covering up, enclosing this seam. When you fold this over, you're gonna fold it like that. And so you're gonna fold this in half, making sure that you're gonna cover the seam, and then you're gonna press all that, and you're gonna do that all along the apron tie. When you get to the ends, as you're folding this in half, you're just going to take all of these folded edges, you're gonna fold it up like this, and then we're going to stitch it along here and all along that long edge, which is gonna make a finished tie. Once you sew all along these edges, it's gonna enclose all of the unfinished edges in here, and it's just going to look nice and finished. So I'm gonna go and press these, and then we'll put them into the sewing machine and sew them. I'm gonna start with this, with the end piece, and just put it under the presser foot and start right there at the edge. And then I'm going to go until I get to this corner here, sew down this long edge. So now you're going to take the pocket for the apron, which goes in the center front of the apron, and you're going to turn under 1/2 inch on the sides and 1/2 inch on the bottom, and then on the top, and you're going to press that. On the top, you're going to make a little narrow 1/4 inch turn under here, and then you're going to turn this under 3/4 inch. So you've got a 1 inch hem at the top, and then the sides just have 1/2 inch turned under. So turn under 1/2 inch at the bottom, 1/2 inch the sides, 1/4 inch at the top, and then 3/4 inch again. And then you're going to press all of that really well, and then we're going to attach it to the center of the apron. So now that we've got the apron pocket turned under and pressed, now we're going to take it to the sewing machine, and I've attached it to the apron front, and I just matched up. See, there's a little fold line here, and this fold line matches the fold line on the apron body part. I put it about 6 inches from the top of the apron, so that puts it about 6 inches from the top, about, it doesn't have to be exact, but about 9 inches from the sides. Just top stitch this down right next to the very edge, removing the pins as you go. Now for this final step, you're going to top stitch right through the very center of the apron pocket, and this will give you 2 separate pockets. So that's all there is to it, and the apron is finished. So here's your completed linen half apron with a huge pocket, and it has long ties, and I'll show you how you wear it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, I'd love for you to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video.